All right, so we are here today to talk about free online learning and the 3 websites you need to know. So there's a lot of really great information out there, and I'm going to share some of the better websites that you'll be able to use. So just a little bit of quick housekeeping. My name is Heather. I work here at Employment Solutions Society Nova Scotia Works. I'm a case manager. I also do some workshops. As mentioned before, everyone is in mute, so if you have any questions or concerns, you can put them into the chat, and it is being recorded, so you'll be able to check back later if you want to review anything. And I will have a handout that I will email out to those who are participating live at the end of the session. And if you're seeing this afterwards, when you're watching YouTube, then you would be able to reach out to our office for that handout if you would like. Just let them know that you want the handout from the free online learning webinar, and that can be sent to you. And our contact information will be at the end of the presentation. So our workshop objectives today are to discuss some common misconceptions around free online learning, learn about free online learning initiatives that are happening in Nova Scotia, and look at a popular search engine for free online learning. Before I begin, I want to make it clear that the type of online learning that I'm talking about is different from something that a school would be offering, like the NSCC or Dalhousie University. So I just want to make that clarification, but nonetheless, it's really good information for you to have. All right. Sorry, I'm just setting a timer so I can watch the time here. All right. So you can see here, Massive Open Online Course, or MOOC. So free online learning is also known as a MOOC. So massive, because there can be one person or there could be 1 million people in the course that you're taking online. You don't really know. Open, because it's open to anyone, anywhere, whether they're here in Nova Scotia or maybe they're living in Australia. Online, the course is delivered entirely over the internet, so you do have to have access to the internet. And it's a course. So MOOCs are very similar to most online college courses. So it's the equivalent of taking one module of a course. So you're getting knowledge on that one subject. It's not the equivalent of a degree or anything to that extent. So let's see here, actually. Maybe I'll just leave it here for a second. No, we'll go back. Okay, so a little bit about MOOCs, because a lot of people have concerns about free online learning, and they're valid concerns, so let's talk about them. So if it's free, it's not worth it. This material can be free for a lot of reasons. Generally speaking, it's not free. Someone is paying for it. That someone just isn't you. So some of the ways it gets paid for is provincially. So I'm going to be showing you 2 initiatives that the province is paying for you to be able to do online courses. There are different organizations and companies that offer free online training, and that can be because they want to create their own content and make sure that everyone has the same training that's starting, and it can help save them money so that they don't have to hire a trainer every single time they want to bring on new employees. And just help save some expenses and make sure that everybody's getting that same level of training. And universities. A lot of universities will put free information online for people because it helps generate revenue for them. All the ads on the side of the page can help generate revenue for them. You can sometimes pay for a course afterwards if you want to get credit for it, or even just a certificate that says you've completed the knowledge pieces of the course, so you didn't do any tests or anything like that, but that you've completed the course. Usually something like that is about $25 if you want to have something. So there's a lot of reasons why they're free. That doesn't have to be an issue for you. There's usually someone being paid, but again, like I said, you're not the one paying them, so you don't have to worry about that. Why would I take a course if I didn't have to? Again, there's a lot of different reasons that you might want to take a course. What we see here a lot is people coming in the door saying they feel like if they had a few other skill sets, they would be able to apply for different jobs. So in terms of your job search, it can add skills to your resume, as well as give you the ability to speak about those skills within an interview. So those skills will build on with your existing skills. Maybe it's something for an existing job, so you can apply to different ones, or with an existing company, you can apply to different jobs within that company. Or maybe it's to supplement your skills so you can do some different tasks and take on something additionally that you would like to do. So for example, if you were doing admin work and you want to do something a little bit different, maybe there's some social media training you could do online to better improve your skill sets for that, so that you could apply for different jobs, or you could be taking on some different roles with your existing job. In terms of career decision making, it can help you when thinking about going back to school or looking into other jobs, because it can help you see firsthand what you're going to be learning. Maybe you've always been good at accounting, at math, and you think, well, maybe I should actually take some training to work as an accountant, do some payroll, things like that. Well, do a free online course. See if it's actually what you think it is. If you're enjoying it, you may find that you absolutely hate it, so it helps you save the money that you would have been paying to go to school, or it may reinforce it that you absolutely love it, and this would be a great decision for you moving forward. It's going to help you make sure that the training you're going to take is going to meet your needs as well. And then there's also personal development. Maybe you just want to know some more about different courses or different topics for hobbies. So you enjoy photography and you decide you want to do some training to better understand how to take a good photograph, or how to edit the image and do different graphic design pieces. So this can be something that can help you learn a new skill, but it can also build your confidence in the skills that you already have, because sometimes it's just a matter of it's been a while since we've done something, or we don't feel we have the skills needed to do it, and this will help with that. So another question that I hear from people is, will employers recognize the training that I'm doing? It depends on the employer, but many industries are turning to this as a cheaper alternative to train staff, as I mentioned before. So if you can talk the talk and walk the walk, does it really matter where you got the training? If you go into an interview and you're able to talk about how to do all of the aspects of the job, you understand the software, you understand the skill sets you need, then you're more likely to be given a chance. So companies and industries and associations sometimes put on training. So two that I can think of in Nova Scotia are tie-ins. So the Tourism Industry Association of Nova Scotia has a tourism ambassador program that you can do. It's pretty quick and easy, and then you get a certificate at the end, so it can help build your resume for the tourism industry. There's also the Construction Association of Nova Scotia. They have construction entry-level training that you can take to help them better understand the construction industry and what skill sets you need to be safe and productive on the job. So those two industries have determined that there was a need, and they've created something that people can do online, put on their resume, and show that they're already moving towards working in this industry. So as mentioned, the province will also pay for different training. So working here at a Nova Scotia Works office, what happens is we hear from people all the time about the skills they feel that they're missing. So by hearing these things continuously, we can provide that information to the government. So if we're noticing there's trends where people need WMIS or they need better computer skills, we can give that information to the government, and hopefully they're able to find some sort of program to help solve that need. So one way they've done that is through Course Park or Skills Online Nova Scotia. And that one looks at a lot of different computer training, entrepreneurial training, job search, career decision making. We're going to take a look at it in a moment. And there's also CCOHS, which is Canadian Council of Occupational Health and Safety. That one looks at things like your WMIS, your occupational health and safety, mental health, fire safety. So it gives a lot of information that you're able to take and get training on and have certificates that you can provide to an employer. So we're going to go into that. Yeah, so I'm going to go through a few more questions before I go into that, actually. So will the material be in depth? So this depends on the type of course you're taking. All courses are being created by different people for different reasons. So some go more in depth than others. But again, the benefit of it is that it's free. So if you start a course and you feel it's not meeting your needs, you can see if you can find another course that goes a little bit more in depth or is a little bit more advanced level. What if I don't know how to use the technology? So these websites do obviously require you to have an internet connection, and they'll require you to have an email address so that you're able to get emails from the course and use it as a login. So that is something that you would need to take or to have. But if you've done things on YouTube, so watched YouTube videos, made comments, things like that, you probably have the computer skills needed to do a lot of these courses, because the people who are creating the courses understand that everyone has different computer skills. And a lot of these websites also have some tutorial videos built into them, as well as having a phone number you can call if you're having any issues or concerns. So don't let that stop you if you feel you don't have the computer skills needed. It's not the same if you can't interact with other people taking the course. True, some people learn better in person, more hands-on, everybody's different. But a lot of these courses have built-in forums if you're taking them live, which I'll explain in a little bit. By taking a course live, you can be talking to other people, sharing information, having them grade your assignments that you write as part of the course. So there's different ways that you can interact with people. And by doing that, you may be able to gain information about other courses, industry information that you wouldn't have thought you would be able to find anywhere else. It's ability to learn new things, but also network with different people. And finally, this is only a popular topic because of COVID. So in the last little while, online learning has become something that's really talked about, because a lot of us have had really to change things up and do a lot more online. But that's not really the case. The term MOOC, again, Massive Open Online Course, was coined in 2008 when two Canadian professors explored the topic of connecting online when learning. So in 2010, the topic exploded and we saw the three largest MOOC websites begin, and each one is partnered with a large university. In 2012, the New York Times called it the Year of the MOOC. And locally, the provincial government started funding online training through the Skills Online portal in 2014, and it's been growing from there. So COVID has made the topic more widespread, but it's been here for years. All right, so let's get into those Nova Scotia initiatives like I mentioned. So Skills Online Nova Scotia is also known as Course Park, so I'm going to start with that one, and then I'll go into CCOHS, which is the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety. And again, our contact information is going to be at the end of the presentation, but on YouTube we've started creating tutorials about how to use a lot of these websites. You'll be able to see some of those tutorials as well. So, oops. Okay, so Skills Online Nova Scotia, this is what the page will look like when you get to it. So again, you can see the logo for CBDC and Nova Scotia. So CBDC is the business development agency, so that's where a lot of those entrepreneurial pieces and HR pieces come from. So when they've met with people, they've heard, I need more skills towards being successful as an entrepreneur. I need more human resources training, computer skills training. You'll also see the Nova Scotia logo on there, and that's for the Nova Scotia government. Again, because we're feeding them information that we're hearing from people. We need job searchability, we need computer skills, we need help with customer service skills, all kinds of different information. So when you log on to Course Park or Skills Online Nova Scotia, you'll see a variety of different topics on there, but they change. So don't think it's one and done. Don't just log in. If you don't see anything you're interested in, forget about the website. Check it periodically, because it has been changing quite a bit lately. And once you've registered for it, you will be able to take the course. So you don't have to worry that it's going to disappear on you. They give you, I believe, a year to complete a course. So again, I have the screen up showing what the site looks like. So you would click on sign up now and then fill out some basic information saying your name, your email address that you want registered for this website so they can email you, and that you're a Nova Scotian citizen, and then you'll create a password. It's a pretty simple process for that. So I'm just going to stop sharing this screen for a minute and start sharing my other screen where I'm logged in right now. 1 second. Okay, so it may take a moment for that to load, but I've just put up the Skills Online Nova Scotia site, so hopefully you're able to see that now. So when you log in for the first time, this is kind of what you'll see. You'll see a list of 90 some courses. There are ways to search for different topics on the side. I kind of like going through and seeing what's available. So working in a challenging time, navigating the multi-general workplace, compensation and perks, alcohol and drug workplace policy. There's a ton of different things on here, social media for business. And there's courses that are in English and French. So if you want to take some French courses, there are some offered on here. There's a few different pages. So I don't know if we'll see any, but every once in a while you'll see a course listed that has a cost. Just ignore those courses. Sometimes they do filter in because this is a paid website. Again, the province is paying for you to be able to do some of these courses for free. So let's say you want to take the course Handling Team Conflict. You click on it, and then it gives you a little description, bundled courses. So these are the topics that are within this course package, and feedback. It's pretty rare that you see feedback, but if you want to give some feedback after you took a course, you would be able to write that information in there so other people could see it in the future. So like I said before, sometimes you take a course or you sign up for a course and you don't really want to know everything in there. Let's say you only really want to know about handling team conflict. Well, you can, sign up for the whole bundle and just focus on handling team conflict. You are able to do that. But a lot of the time, the pieces build on each other. So if you were interested, you would just hit register and follow the directions from there. I can't back out of that, so I'm not going to do that, or I will register myself for it. And then once you've registered for a few of them, you can click on your courses. So as you'll see, I've registered a lot. At first, I didn't know that you couldn't back out of these courses. So I used to, when I would be showing people, register for everything. So a lot of these have expired and I can't do them. But once you have completed a course, it will show if you're started, completed, if it's expired, etc. So when you click on that little view report record, view certificate, there it is. So a lot of these courses will give you a certificate. So if you want to create a portfolio, you would be able to print these off saying that you have completed these courses. And then you still have access to those years later. Like you saw, I took this one in 2014. So this has been around for quite a while. So I know this was a pretty quick overview of this site. But it's to give you a little bit of an introduction. You have to kind of jump into it and take a look around and see what you can find. But the one thing I forgot to say about it was when we were in one of those courses, it said register or train others. So what this website was originally thought of for the government, or the way the government looked at it, was for employers. So let's say, I don't know, Highliner decided to train people. They could set this up and then put all of the names of their employees in that they want to train, and they would be able to follow along and see if everybody had gone through the training. So sometimes you will see mention of, are you an organization or are you a client? Would you like to train multiple people? That's what it's regarding. So you may have even heard of this previously at a job where they said, we want you to go on this website and do this personal development training or professional development training. This is what they could have been referring to, because there's two ways of going about it. Being an employer who is registering people, then it saves cost to the employer paying to go through this. They wouldn't have to pay for everybody to take the training, or for you yourself to be able to access the training you're interested in. So this is, as I mentioned, Course Park or Skills Online Nova Scotia. There's 23,000 members, so a lot of people have taken part in this, this opportunity. So the next one I'm going to show you is CCOHS, so the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety. So the easiest way to find this website is to go to Google and type in CCOHS Nova Scotia, and it will bring up this page. So it's free workplace health and safety e-courses for residents of Nova Scotia. Again, because the government is paying for these courses, the provincial government, you have to be a Nova Scotia resident. So there's 18 courses that you can choose from, and you're able to do 3 courses a year. So I want to talk a little bit about the calendar year for a second, because it's kind of a little misleading. The government generally reviews this every year to see if they feel it's still beneficial to provide this training, if people are utilizing it. Generally in April they'll do that. But because they only buy so many seats a year, what we've noticed over the past couple of years is that usually around February, when you try and access the site, it won't work. And that's because they've run out of seats. So if you're watching this video later and you try and go to this website, it doesn't mean that it no longer exists. It means you may have to come back in a few months and try and see if it's still available to use. All right, so when we scroll down, again, you can take 3 of these courses. So you don't really know a huge amount about them. Like, you can hover over it and it will give you a little box that tells you a little bit more about the course. Hopefully you know a little bit more about them, and you can always Google them too, like confined spaces, the basics with CCOHS, and then you might get a little bit better description. Like I said, fire safety, hazard identification, lockout, ladder safety, mental health. The ones that we really recommend for people are the orientation on health and safety for new workers. So that would be your standard OH&S, occupational health and safety course that a lot of employers look for you to have. And then WMIS 2015 for workers. So the reason it's 2015 is because that's the last time there has been changes to the WMIS policy. So if you've taken WMIS 2015, you know that you're up to date. So let's say you want to take orientation on health and safety for new workers and WMIS. You're going to go to register, and then it says you've selected these 2 courses. Are you sure that you want to continue with this? So you're going to say yes. And then you're going to fill out your information. So your name, job title, and organization. So just like I explained with the other website, if an employer has asked you to take part in this, then you would put your job title there and your organization. That way they can keep track of those statistics. If you are a job seeker, then you can just put in job seeker or not applicable. Address, city, postal code, the email address you want linked to the account, and your phone number. Are you an existing e-learning client? If you've never used this website before, you would go no, and then you would fill out this little piece to create your profile, and then hit proceed. And then what will happen is you will get an email saying that you have been registered and providing the links to take the courses that you want to take. Keep that email because it will have your e-learning account password and information in there. So in this case, we registered for 2, WMIS and OH&S. Let's say you came back another time and you only have available to do 1 more, and you signed up for the mental health. When you come back into here, you would go, are you an existing e-learning client? Yes. And then you would put in your password from your account that you'd created previously and hit proceed. Keep in mind that sometimes this will go to the junk or spam folder in your email, so you'll want to be checking for that. But if you didn't get it within a day or so and you had questions or concerns, you could do the contact us email link, or you could call them. And I've had to do that for people before, and they've been really helpful. So you can just give them the information of what you tried to do, and then they'll help walk you through it. So that is the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety and Course Park, the pieces specifically to Nova Scotia residents. Since we're here, I'm going to show one other thing. So again, the Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety, these are paid courses that the province is covering. If you click on the home button and let these little scrolling graphics come up, you can hit the arrow. And this green one that says choose from more than 100 e-courses. You click on that, and then you can see a whole bunch of other courses under the e-courses piece and scroll through them. So again, some cost money, but every once in a while they stick some free ones in here. So you can look on this site and see if there's anything else that you would like to take that may not be on the Nova Scotia portal. Let's see. So this one, learn more. The good thing about this page is you get a better description of what the course covers. So sometimes you can come on here and find the information about the course that you want to take from the Nova Scotia page. But if you wanted to do that, you would just follow the directions, add it to your cart, and go from there. So that's the two different ways you can use the CCOHS website. So I'm just going to go back to the PowerPoint. Just have to get back to where I was. Oops. Yeah, so that's where we left off, the Skills Online Nova Scotia page. So we're going to talk a little bit about ClassCentral. So ClassCentral is a website that helps you search through free online training. So kind of like Google searches through everything, ClassCentral is a website linked up to, I believe it's 40 to 50 different free online training providers, and it searches for the course you're looking for. So if you want to know more about psychology or Photoshop or culinary skills, then you could put in your search and it would give you the results based on that. And as you can see from the chart here, there's a ton of different topics. So business and management seems to be the big thing that they have a lot of topics on, but they have math, engineering, art and design, programming, health and medicine, education and teaching, humanities, computer science, and social sciences, and regular science. So there's a ton of different things that you can be looking at. So I'm going to show you a little bit about that website, and then I'm going to log in and show you a course that I've done in the past called Science of Wellbeing. That way you can see what it actually looks like to be in an online learning portal. So again, I'm just going to change screen. All right, here. All right, so this is ClassCentral. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can use it. You can search for an online course. You can look by topic, rankings if you want to do one of the better rated courses that they have on the website. And you can also look through blog posts and see what's popular that they're promoting. And again, another way to browse the courses is through this. So it gives you the main subjects of business and then some of the sections that fall under that. So let's say you want to know more about film and theater. So when you click on that, it's automatically going to bring up different things. You can search with certificate. If you search with certificate on this site, that means you are looking for paid courses though. It will narrow it down by start date. So I mentioned before that you can take a course live or archived. So what that means is if it's an archived course, that's your course material has been uploaded to a website and nobody's touched it since. So it's just the video has gone up, or maybe the PowerPoint slides have gone up onto a website and you can read them, you can watch them, you can do whatever you want, but you're not interacting with other people. When the course is live, that means that you're able to share information with other people. You're able to help with grading assignments. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do, and there's time limits on when things are due. So it will tell you your assignment is due March 7th or August 3rd or whatnot. So when you're looking at this, if you feel like, well, if it's just recently started, I could get caught up, then you can click on that, or maybe starting soon. Courses in progress, future courses, self-paced, or finished or archived courses. So there's ways to search that. This is a worldwide site, so there's a lot more languages on this one, but you can select the language that you're looking for. So I'm just going to pick a random one, theater and globalization. So when you go through this, it tells you, I'm not going to pronounce that right, so I'm not going to try right now. It tells you what university or college or website has provided that information. You can add it to a list. So if you didn't want to take it right now, but you're interested in it, you can add that to your list and keep track of that later. So a syllabus, if you've never heard that word before, is kind of like a table of contents, if you will. It just tells you what you're going to be able to learn within the program. So it gives a breakdown of the different kind of topics that it's going to be working through. It tells you who teaches the course. So sometimes you take a course that you really liked and you want to see if the professor has taught anything else, then you can see that. They can tag it. This one has to do with Europe. And then if we go back up again, we see that this one is from Coursera. So when I said earlier that this website searches through 40 plus different websites that offer MOOCs, Coursera is one of those websites. It's one of the top 3. So again, it's free as long as you select the audit button. So when you go to register, it will say in the bottom left-hand corner, usually of the registration box, would you like to audit this course for free? That's what you would click on. So this session doesn't have a start date, it's upcoming, but again, you could sign up for it now and then get an email when it starts, or you could go back to this button and add it to your list. The course is going to be in English. They feel if you want to get the best out of it that you're going to put in 2 to 4 hours a week. And oh, there's the date there. So July 20th. So it's coming up pretty quickly and it will be 6 weeks long, they feel, based on how they time everything out. So if you want to take that course, you would hit go to class and then it's going to open a different website. So I'm just going to go back here for a minute. So search online courses. Let's say you want to take social media. You're just going to type in your search term and then look through and see what grabs you. So in this case, you're able to narrow it down by topic. So if you want to know social media related to engineering, you could select that one. Related to health and medicine, arts and design, whatever one you want, it will filter those results. So again, when you pick the one that you're interested in, when you get into it, you're going to have that overview of the course. Each one looks a little bit different depending on how the teacher set it up. And then it will have the details on the course. So this one was 2014. So this is an archived course. So you're just going and taking it. You will not be interacting with other people. So there's a ton of different ways to search through things. Rankings, if we looked at the best courses of 2019, there's a lot of programming and computer related stuff on here. So you can do those sort of things if you're wanting to, whatever you're interested in. They have a best of list for a couple of years, so you can kind of look at those. But yeah, let's go into what it looks like once you go onto a website. So again, I'm already logged into Coursera, but if I hadn't have been, you would have that main search page kind of looking like ClassCentral, where you can type in what you're looking for. So this shows what I have taken in the past. So I have a home screen where I can explore different types of courses. In progress, so things that I haven't completed or I'm in process doing. So you'll notice overdue. I don't pay for courses, so you're always going to see that unless you mark it as complete, which I just haven't done, because I haven't submitted any assignments. I could submit assignments if I wanted to, but I'm more there to gather general information. So if we go into this course, the Science of Well-Being, it's going to open it as another window, and it's going to show me how far along I am in the course. So it gives me an overview, a welcome from the instructor. It tells me about videos, quizzes, how much time it takes to do different things. So estimated time, 40 minutes. And then I can break it down by week. So generally speaking, when you start, you're going to click on the first one, the little arrow for play, and then you start watching them, and you'll get a little arrow at the end of the video that you can click on to take you to the next portion. So it will just keep walking you through until you complete everything that the different readings and the different videos that are part of this. Again, you can skip the quizzes. I don't know if there was one in this one, in this week's. I don't do the quizzes if I'm not paying for a course, but that's up to you if you want to. So yeah, if you were to take part in it a little bit more in depth than I do, you would have grades, you can note things, you can join the discussion forum, you can have private messages. So if we look at the discussion forum, I have no idea what's going to come up. Let's pick week 2. So life happens is only 10%, so that was a topic in there. So it's people's comments on it. People started a grateful comment section. So just like any other forum that you would see, you're able to pick a topic and discuss on it, or maybe create your own topic. Let's go back for a minute. Second here. So I'm not going to actually start the video, but what it will also do is it gives you a transcript. So if you're not really into the video, you have issues with vision, maybe your computer doesn't want to play a video, then you have the ability to read through the notes, and you also have an ability to highlight certain pieces, and it starts to build a notes section so that you could print that later if you want to. So it walks you through how to create a notes section over here. So there's a ton of different things that you can do to learn whatever topic that you're interested in. So let's see, we probably have a few extra minutes, so I'm just going to show you 2 other ones really quick that I don't have time to go into, but I want to show you Lynda.com. So we'll consider this the bonus one. Lynda.com is linked up with LinkedIn Learning. It normally costs money to take part in training courses on this website, but if you go to Halifax Public Libraries and sign up for a free library card, then you will be able to access this website. It will give you a code so you're able to go on for free. And if you have a Bridgewater library card, Truro, Sydney, wherever, that's fine. You can have a public library card for your local area as well as Halifax in order to be able to access this website. And something that's really good about this website is that a lot of people recognize it. I've heard in Halifax, a lot of the government employees, municipal employees, they're suggested that if they want to do any professional development, that they take these courses. And if you're someone who does use LinkedIn Learning, then they kind of link up when you put your profile together. So that can be a bonus for you as well. And last but not least, again, another bonus, maybe something you've never thought of. I don't know what we're going to see here, but YouTube. YouTube is a great way of learning different things. So if you didn't know much about Photoshop, then maybe you could type in Photoshop tutorials. Or you want to learn how to format a table in Excel, I don't know, then you could type it in there and you can watch it. So for a more visual learner, it's a great way for you to be able to do that. So just going to go back again to my PowerPoint. Okay, so I guess in wrapping things up, reviewing pros and cons of free online learning. So a pro, it's cheap, it's free. Or maybe you paid that $25 to get a certificate. So it's not going to cost you the same as going to a university or college or paying for that course that you found online that you don't know if it's valid information. It's on your own time. You can do it at night. You can do it during the day. You can do everything on Saturdays. It's whenever you want. You can finish it or not. So there's been some courses that I've started and I just don't learn the way the teacher is teaching the material, so I stopped taking them. I find something that's a better fit for me. It's a more comfortable learning environment. You can be, you know, in the comfort of your own home. You don't have any distractions. Maybe you have a lot of distractions at home. You go to the local library and hook up with their Wi-Fi. Who knows? There's different ways of learning. And it opens the door for you to learn about related topics or industry keywords. So what I mean by that is if you are looking at one of the descriptions for a course in, let's say, social media, and it's talking about analytics and trends and all these things and you don't know what they're talking about, then maybe you go and take another course speaking about those topics. So sometimes it gives you your next free online training that you would like to take. So downsides. You may struggle with motivating yourself and procrastination. because you're not giving any timelines, there's no one there to kind of motivate you, it can be difficult for people. So putting in place systems where you follow through, or maybe you make a connection on the forum and you try and motivate each other. It may not meet your learning style. So everybody learns differently, and some people are more hands-on, and it's just not the style of learning for them. But you don't know until you kind of try it out and see. And again, like I said, sometimes one teacher does not teach in a way that works for you. A lot of them do try and give you different ways of learning. They can't meet every need, but they'll give you some readings, they'll give you some videos, they'll give you some things you can download and fill out, like self-knowledge and self-assessments. So to try and get you interacting in a way that works for you. There's more at-home distractions. So like I said, maybe there's stuff going on at your house and it's hard for you to pay attention, and it would be better for you to, you know, go to a school where you can leave those distractions and focus on school. Everybody's different. Not everyone has internet or computer capabilities required. So that's a huge downside for free online training. It's online, and if you don't have access to that, then that makes it hard. But maybe you can find a place that has access, public computers, and be able to do those courses online there.